Hey everybody, movie for next door here, and yeah, this wasn't a good one. I should have known, given who directed it. But tonight, I decided to take a fucking chance and watch Octogames. Uh, Octogames. You might have seen meme if you're on TikTok a lot. You might have seen. Uh, just a sec. You might have seen memes about this movie being like, "Oh, um, Mom, can we get Squid Games? We have Squid Games at home. Squid Games at home." They show this. Very clever joke, by the way. Not at all done to death. Um, but this film is Octogames or the Octogames. How different. Directed by Aaron Mertes from 2022, and it stars Lucy Hartzell, Cale Adcock, Love Patel, Henry Haggard, Alison Shrum, Alice Raver, uh, Fallon Gierko, and Brad Belemjian. In this film, 8 contestants compete in 8 deadly classic children's games. They seek fame beyond their wildest dreams, competing for the chance to take over the YouTube channel of the famous yet elusive masked YouTuber known only as Jax Pro. So, what did I think of this movie? I didn't like it. Now, here's the thing. I understand what it's going for. It's going for the same thing that Funhouse went for, but I really liked Funhouse, and I do want to give that another shot and another watch and do a bigger review on it because I really did enjoy it, and it's one of those films that I think people were unfairly harsh against, given that it was clearly trying to do its own thing horror wise, and just people didn't seem to understand that. Um, But here, this film came out around the same time that Squid Game did. Squid Game, the Korean show, South Korean, of course. North Korea doesn't come out with anything interesting because they don't come out with anything except propaganda. But the South Korean show took the world by storm, yada yada yada. I don't care. Whenever a show or movie gets super big on Netflix, I usually don't give a fuck because it's usually gonna be some boring movie like Unthinkable. I fucking hate that movie to death. The ending, the preachiness of it all about being anti torture or whatever, really fucking stupid how they did that. They made every character a fucking idiot to get the point across. But this film, again, I don't know if the director has said this. It's mostly reviewers saying, or reviews on Letterboxd, saying that this film is a. Well, that's a bit too low. Is a parody. I don't feel that really, but I'll get to that. The cast. Okay. Lucy Hartzell as Carrie. She's a singer, songwriter. I don't remember what all the other characters do, but she's not bad. She's actually half decent in this. She's one of the best parts of this film. Now, Lucy works with this director, Aaron Mertes, quite often. She was in the Alpha Test, Curse of the Nun, American Hunt, Ouija Craft, and I'll get to what those are in a second. But I can see why he likes to work with this girl. She's not a bad actress. She's giving it her all during some scenes. And you know what? She actually got herself to cry on this bad of material. Shit, she she should have a fucking Oscar. Uh, I wouldn't mind hiring her for a movie. I'd like to see what I could get out of her, acting wise. Yeah. Cale Adcock as Squish. He's a former prison inmate turned motivational speaker. He's fine in the film. He works for the stereotype of, oh, motivational speaker from prison, but then when he gets agitated, he gets really agitated because prison. Love Patel's AJ. He's kind of a blank slate. He's kind of that like he's that character that's like, you know what? I'm gonna let everything go for the women. I'm gonna side with the women. Which I'm not saying is a stupid way of playing this type of thing, but if it's life or death, you kind of have to like play for yourself. He's okay though. Henry Haggard is Walt. He's one of the better actors, I guess. He's a real estate guy. Um, Alison Shrum as Maxine. She's a girl that she's a comedian. And she becomes friends with Lucy's character pretty early. She was fine. Alice Raver as Ruth. She is easily the worst actress of the film. Uh, like worst main actress of the film, or worst like actress that's in most of the film. Um, it's as if the director told her, okay, be an angry Karen. And we've seen that before. There's already she even looks kind of like Mina Suvari did, or not Mina Suvari, Taryn Manning. I don't know why the fuck I get those two confused. They're just in similar types of movies. Okay, Taryn Manning. She kind of looks like Taryn Manning did in that trailer for the Karen movie, which I'm I'm kind of curious about the movie. I know everyone said it's a piece of shit. I understand, but that's usually what I like to give a chance because a lot of people are very harsh. I know it's a stupid idea, but here it's like he was like, okay, you know those videos of evil Karens, which may or not be real, but that's for a subject for another date. Do that and turn it up to 11. So she's like a cooking show host, and she just turns evil like really quick. Um, uh, Freaking Fallon Girico as Luna. She's Jack Sparrow's girlfriend. There. She's there to be pretty. And Brad Palemjian. I guess that's how you pronounce his name. Belemjian. Belemjian. I don't know. As Jack Sparrow. This is another Aaron Murty's regular. He was in Alpha Test, Curse of the Nun, Painted in Blood, American Hunt, Ouija Craft. So yeah, like frequent collaborator. That's cool to see. Same with Alison Shrum. She was also in Painted in Blood, Ouija Craft, and American Hunt. Um, but yeah, Brad, he's another one of the best parts of this movie. He's not a terrible villain, which I guess technically villain. Yeah, he's making these people kill each other. Yeah, but like he plays it well. Um, he plays this like crazed like YouTube. This is one of the only bits of the film that comes off really as parody or social commentary about internet culture, because this character is definitely modeled off of people like Dream, who I don't think his face reveal happened until after this film came out. I forgot. But they make a big deal about, oh, I get to finally see your face. So I don't know if that was meant to be a joke. If it's meant to be a fucking joke, that's fucking funny, actually. But he does a good job playing this type of character. Um, I'd say I liked it better how it was done in Funhouse or No Escape. In No Escape, I do think the main character plays it fucking perfectly. That actor deserves rewards just for how well he did it. But yeah, Brad Belemjian, he's him and Lucy Hartzell are like the best parts of this movie. They're not bad actors at all. But yeah, this film, Octogames. Look at the title. Look at the poster. It looks very similar to Squid Games. That's what I thought immediately, and that's what everybody else thought. There are some people online that are like, "Oh, it's a piece of shit because it's a ripoff of Squid Game." They act like Squid Game is the first film to do this type of thing. It fucking isn't. Circle came out in 2015 and was an American movie. I'm not even saying that did it first, but it did it before that. There was that one that Takashi Miike directed. Um, Frickin' shit. The one that Takashi Miike directed was As the Gods Will, which I think is supposed to be getting a sequel, which I'd love that because I loved the first part. But this film, again, it's... Some people think it's a piece of shit because it's ripping off Squid Game, which is apparently the first thing to do this type of thing just because it was very popular. It has to be the first, which is a stupid fucking argument. If you did any research, you'd find out the Death Game films have been around for quite a fucking while. There's a Japanese film called Red Room, which I don't recommend anyone watch because it's a piece of shit, but that had people doing like even like sexual stuff to each other in order to win money, and yeah, it sucks. It's there just to be graphic and violent and disgusting, which is a lot of Japanese shock horror. That's a lot of what it is. But this film, again, I don't want to hate on it so much because I don't know what this director's point is. I don't know if he's trying to bank off of films because, again, the films he's directed Ouija Craft, which came out around the same time as The Craft Legacy, which was the reboot of The Craft from the 90s. American Hunt came out around the same time as The Hunt, the action horror movie that got delayed because of some shootings or whatever. Painted in Blood is like the only movie I see here in The Bigfoot Trap, which are like original stories, I guess. Painted in Blood doesn't sound too bad. Like a concept. Curse of the Nun came out around the same time as The Nun. Alpha Test. I don't think Alpha Test is a ripoff of anything, or Clowntergeist. It's just a stupid title. But yeah, like, I don't know what his thing is. I don't know if he's trying to make bad movies on purpose. This film feels like someone who just doesn't know how to make a movie trying to make a good movie. Well, okay, that's a bit too harsh. I'm trying to explain it the best way I can. It feels like there's something that... Okay. It feels like somebody who can make a movie but just won't put in the effort to make a more interesting movie. What I mean by that is there are multiple scenes where I'm like, okay, that set is obviously not fooling anybody. It's not good enough for this type of project at all. There are times where the effects are really laughably bad. There's some really terrible CGI blood. And again, I stress, if you have a film that's so low budget that you cannot afford a good-looking CGI blood, or at least CGI blood that's adequate, do not do that. Use squibs. Squibs are cheaper. There are squib setups that are like $250, even like $150. The Tarantino squib that's like double-sided thing, the air squib thing, is like $500 again, and you can use it as many times as you want as long as you clean it. Get one of those. That would look so much better. There's like one squib in this and it looks like shit, but it just looks like it wasn't set up properly. But again, this film is copying the whole thing of Squid Game, the children's games, fighting for the prize being his YouTube channel, which in the real world that wouldn't work. I don't think you could just well Fred's YouTube channel got sold to that like Asian family or whatever. I say Asia because it was such a weird thing. It was like, oh, this little white kid, and now it's an Asian kid, and then the channel just died. Who would have thought? But I guess it's technically could happen, but the thing is, with this film, it's not even that's a big issue. Most of the main issues are, again, bad effects, some not great performances, The sets, for the most part, look really cheap. There are scenes where they end up not even having a set, they have to shoot it outside in the forest. And there's even one part where one of the games is just, oh, go if you can go through this like inflatable obstacle course, you win your freedom. And I'm like, you mean it? My guess is that Aaron Murty's the director knew someone who ran like one of those like shops that can like rent you out like a bouncy house or something, and he was like, okay, we can have this as one of the games and I can save money, can you hook me up? um because I don't know what the budget of this was. If I had to guess, I'd say it's under $100,000. And the reason I say that is because I feel like a lot of these sets are just like rundown buildings that he's going to like different rooms, or he's getting like permits from like friends and stuff. I think most of the money was used to pay the actors, which if they got paid, that's cool. Um, there are many movies where actors don't get paid fairly. Taraji P. Henson didn't get paid fairly for Benjamin Button. She apparently only got paid $40,000, and that's fucking trash. Um, but like, yeah, if everybody got paid, that's cool. If they're actors that work with the director because they like acting and they don't mind not getting paid, whatever, I guess that's their prerogative. But this film, again, there's not much to say. Um, it's kind of hard to just rag on it because I don't know what it's going for. I don't know if it's trying to be bad. I don't know if it's trying to be a legit death game movie. If you want way better death game movies, I'd say go watch Circle from 2015. Go watch As the Gods Will from 2014. Even though it's Japanese, there are English subtitles online if you can find them. Um, there's apparently a Japanese version of Cube, which I haven't seen that yet. The original Cube, for the most part, I like that movie. There's Meander from 2017, I think. It was a French film. Pretty interesting Cube-esque movie. I prefer it to Cube because I like the ending a lot more, and I liked that it hinged on this like one actress for most of it. I thought that was an interesting choice. But yeah, there's not really much to say about this movie. The only thing I will mention, uh, I didn't understand the ending. I didn't understand what it was going for. I will give this film one thing. Most of the movie is the movie. There are movies that'll be like, oh, an hour and 25 minutes. This film was 88 minutes. And only like a minute of that is credits. Only a minute of that is end credits. Because this film like starts off from the beginning. After like just a couple logos, it just starts off, and I like that. I mean, logos aren't immediately like a down for me or a con, but I like this film just gets into it, doesn't fuck around. You immediately get to know the characters at least a little bit, so yeah, it's something. Um, but yeah, pros of the film, there's not much for me to say. Um, the pros, Lucy Hartzell and Brad Belemgian, actually pretty decent in the film. Um, I wasn't bored. There were some bits that I think were meant to be funny that I actually did get a laugh out of. Cons, a lot of the rest of the film. So, if you enjoy the review, comment down below, like, subscribe, whatever, and movie review next door.